Yes, everybody. Let's talk about the Julien Lopetegui press conference, shall we? So Julien has just finished his press conference ahead of the Brentford game. Again, I hate these press conferences on Thursdays. That's going to be the norm, but I don't like them because you've always got when team news comes and you get nothing good. Get nothing interesting. Oh, yeah, we still got another day. Although we did actually get some clarification on some of the players for once. So we'll still talk about that straight away, actually. He was asked about team news. Obviously, they came back late last night, very, very early in the morning. If you were seen, they couldn't get the flights. They couldn't get the flights. So they actually got getting on a flight which returned back, I think, very early this morning. He goes, we will train now and see again afterwards how they are. We have Eddie out due to suspension, and that's what will happen with the others between. We'll see what happens between today and tomorrow. He's asked specifically about Fulkrug. He was not available last night due to his calf injury, so we'll wait for him this afternoon and tomorrow to see from him. Now, that was obviously the official line from the club website. However, within the actual video, the live link, he was asked about Fulkrug quite, and he went basically he said he had a calf injury, and it sounded like he said he's not playing, he's not fit, he's out to all intents and purposes. But then on the official website, if anyone saw it live, let me know what you think. I think he said that he was out. He's got calf injury and he was out. So was that bullshit early on this week? I don't know. Whether he's re-aggravated it, I don't know. It was a bit weird, the press conference today, I'll be honest. There was a few times where, and I haven't heard it before in the press conferences, where his translator was translating a lot more than usual. So whether the questions were, I didn't get it, which slightly worries me a little bit. I'll be honest, in terms of how does he communicate through to the rest of the team, I don't understand. Asked specifically about last night, he says, as it is hard to have one less player in the match, always, it's true that we did very good things for 75 minutes, but it was a very different end after the red card. We did positive things, in my opinion, and we were close to winning the match, 5-1. The boys worked very well for 25 minutes, but we have to accept the result. And yeah, we have to accept the result. And, this literally about an hour ago, I did sort of a 20, 25 minute just review with everyone in the live chat. And it did seem that there was clearly there was a lot of people frustrated, annoyed. Even people annoyed with VAR not being there for the first time. It's very rarely a case where you're worried about VAR not being there. But obviously, being the Carabao Cup, there is no VAR. Just frustrated. I was frustrated just as much as everyone. And I half agree with him. I don't think we were... There was a period, I reckon, about 20 minutes in the second half where we were the better side. And actually, I went through some of the stats. The tail of the tape, and you can see actually, particularly things like touch. We had 33 touches. We had 3 less touches in the box than Liverpool, and we had 60 odd 40% possession. I don't know. Anyway, so that was last night. He was asked a lot of questions about confidence and things like that, and how that's all working. He says, we will, in terms of showing confidence, we did good things against a very good team. After the goal 2-1, we had clear chances. The third goal made it difficult, and the red card closed it out. It was in reference to, keeping confidence, particularly on the back of 2 defeats now against Chelsea and Liverpool. 2 good sides, granted, but 2 defeats. And an 8-1 aggregate scoreline as well. Doesn't really build confidence, really. Turning the attentions quickly to the Brentford game, asked about that. He goes, we know we have to improve. I'm sure that these players will overcome it. But it's true that we need 1 win and we want to win the next match. Brentford are a strong team and we have to head into the match with big energy and commitments. I don't really necessarily think it's the energy and the commitment, because I think, maybe the commitment is always there for the majority of the team. not necessarily energy, but just the nouts, tactical awareness. I think that's what's needed. We've got to navigate our way through these games. And the question was asked a bit later on about the next. We've had a tough run. The next couple of games are more favourable. Obviously, didn't play Spurs and Man United back to back. Obviously, with the international break in between the two games, but a couple of slightly favourable games. I mean, Brentford are no mugs, and they are a bogey team for us, really, particularly away from home at the G-Tech. And asked about the two games because in the Premier League, every match is very difficult for each team. We have had good moments, but we need to be more consistent to make sure we win matches. In the matches we have lost, we have deserved more. But I repeat, we have lost them, and we don't find excuses, and we have to improve. And that's what I like about Lopetegui, to be honest. He does, he's very honest, but that level of honesty will only go so far. He's taking things on board. When he admits mistakes have been made, the next game we've seen a different team selection. So he's trying to learn from those mistakes. I still think he still doesn't know his starting 11. And obviously with Alvarez out for the Brentford game, he'll obviously only miss one game because it's 2 yellow cards. So he'll be back for the Ipswich game at London Stadium next week, which could be a critical game so far, 8 games into the season by the time we get around there. Obviously, one of the big issues is this, I think, settling in new players, old players going. And he was asked, is he happy with all these signings? He goes, I am happy with the new signings. We need time, but we have to be able to compete right away. And that's at Brentford on Saturday. I almost said Brentwood at Saturday. Brentford on Saturday. And I mean, that's the trouble. It's a balancing act, isn't there? There is we've got lots of players in, and it is a balancing act about giving them minutes, getting to adjust the game, particularly the non-Premier League players. That's why, when people criticise us, buying Max Kilmans and people like that. I mean, Max has come in and slotted in without any issue. There's been no benning in period. There's been no adjustment. There's been because he knows the Premier League, and there's something to be said. Yes, it's great bringing in the unknown players, the pearl divers, but you need to balance it. As I said, even with Brighton, I always talk about Brighton. We talk about the Brighton model, as well as going out and buying these youngsters who will bleed through into the side. They still went and got James Milner and Lallana's and people like that, Premier League, Danny Welbeck, experienced players to work alongside these players. He was asked a question about what was it about specifically? Where is it? He's done the pay. Translating, go back to confidence and how it translates onto the training field. Very loaded question, but he basically said we try to enjoy every day of our work, but it's true we want to win. We're trying to find a way to win matches like we did against Crystal Palace and Bournemouth. And in fact, we are undefeated away from home in the Premier League, and hopefully we can keep that going. We just need to start picking up some home wins as well and some home points, and hopefully with the Brentford game and the Ipswich game, not saying either are an easy game, but they are potentially easier than the likes of playing City and Chelsea and obviously Liverpool away and granted the cup, but still. And I think as I said, I just feel like we're on the cusp of something. And maybe in a weird way, as I was saying at lunchtime, the suspension of Edson Alvarez could be a blessing in disguise, because it means we have to try something different in midfield to accommodate for Alvarez not being there. Whether that means just bringing in Rodriguez, might be. But it might be bringing in Rodriguez and Carlos Soler alongside him. I thought Soler had a good game. I did the old heat map. Where was his heat map? There's his heat map. Had a decentish game, I thought. Dotting all over the place. Does he come into the side? If so, what happens with the Paqueta and Kudus? I think Somerville deserves to start. And, there's lots of questions. We do probably know one answer to the question in terms of Nicholas Fulkrug. Now, I'm 99% sure I've just listened to him and he said he's not playing. He's out. But the website doesn't say that. Have I had a Mandela effect? Let me know, please let me know. I in his Spanish rumblings, I pretty much thought I heard he say he's out. So he's out. Let's move on. Anyway, Hammer's headlines later on. Much love. Take care. Stay safe. Stay warm. Stay humble. Keep the faith. Come on, your eyes. Don't forget the new mugs are out. New mugs are out. Limited edition run. Don't want to miss them. Quality item. And also a message to Ian Bass. Ian's already bought a mug, but I haven't got your address. So can you email? I message you back on the link. But if not, can you email us at westhamnetwork@gmail.com? Because I need your address as well. I appreciate you buying a mug. The first one actually off the production line. Anyway, take care, stay safe, stay warm, stay humble, keep the face. Come you on.